Hello students, today we shall discuss the concept equivalent weight. Let us see the definition of the equivalent weight first. It is the number of parts by mass of an element that combines with one part by mass of hydrogen, or 8 parts by mass of oxygen, or 12 parts by mass of magnesium, or 35.5 parts by mass of chlorine. So here they said parts by mass. Let us consider this parts by mass as simply mass. So let us consider parts by mass. We shall discuss what is parts by mass later, and for time being let us consider it as a parts by mass as mass. So here if you replace this parts by mass as simply mass, then it becomes 1 gram mass of hydrogen, and here 8 parts by mass, it is 8 grams mass of oxygen, and similarly here 12 parts by mass of magnesium, 12 grams of magnesium, or here 35.5 parts by mass of chlorine means 35.5 grams of chlorine. So equivalent weight basically is a relative mass. Let's try to see how to relate, how to find out the equivalent mass of an element in comparison to the masses of these elements. Here also part by mass is there. Let us consider it as simply mass. So now if you define the equivalent mass definition again, now it gives, it is a number of mass of an element, or simply number of parts also let us replace with simply mass. So it is a mass of an element that combines with 1 gram of hydrogen, or 8 grams of oxygen, or 12 grams of magnesium, or 35.5 grams of chlorine is called as the equivalent mass of that particular element. Now let us take an element X, whose atomic mass, let us imagine its atomic mass is 10 grams per mole. When element X combines with hydrogen, oxygen, magnesium, or chlorine, this 10 grams per mole, if it combines with the 1 gram of hydrogen, or 8 grams of oxygen, or 12 grams of the magnesium, or 35.5 grams of the chlorine separately, then this 10 grams is called as the equivalent mass of the element X. Similarly, out of 10 grams, imagine only 5 grams is combining. Only 5 grams of this X is combining with 1 gram of hydrogen. Then 5 grams is called as the equivalent mass of the X. Or else if only 2 grams of X is combining with the 1 gram of hydrogen, or 8 grams of oxygen, or 12 grams of the magnesium, or 35.5 grams of the chlorine, then this 2 grams is called as the equivalent mass. So basically equivalent mass is the mass of an element that is able to combine with 1 gram of the hydrogen. If hydrogen is not available, 8 grams of the oxygen. If oxygen is not available, 12 grams of the magnesium. If 12 grams of magnesium is not available, then 35.5 grams of the chlorine. So that mass is called as the equivalent mass. But every time we cannot see the reactions, because if you want to find out the how much mass of the element combining with the 1 gram of the hydrogen, oxygen, magnesium and chlorine separately with their respective masses, then you need to conduct the experiment, then you have to go experimentally measuring the mass of these elements. Then it becomes difficult. So that we need a separate methods which helps us to find out the equivalent mass. So generally physical methods we follow. So physically how to calculate means we have to go just by formula. Use the formula. There are many formulas to calculate the equivalent masses of elements, molecules. Let us see how to calculate the equivalent mass. Now let us take water molecule. So in water molecule, we know that oxygen is bonded to the two hydrogens. What is the atomic mass of oxygen here? It is 16 grams per mole. So this 16 grams per mole of oxygen combined with here 1 gram of hydrogen and here 1 gram of the hydrogen separately. Now only towards this hydrogen out of this 16 grams, how much mass of oxygen is contributed? Then means you have to make it half. So out of 16 grams, only 8 grams of oxygen combined with the hydrogen and remaining 8 grams of oxygen is combined with the one more hydrogen. So this is the mass of the oxygen that is able to combine with 1 gram of the hydrogen. Then this is called the equivalent mass of the equivalent weight of oxygen. So basically the definition of oxygen, again the definition of the equivalent mass, if you repeat once again, it is the mass of an atom that is able to combine with 1 gram of the hydrogen, simply called as the equivalent mass. So here 16 grams divided to 2 parts, 8 grams, and 8 grams combined with the 1 hydrogen, remaining 8 grams combined with the another hydrogen. Similarly, let us take magnesium chloride. Magnesium chloride is an ionic compound which is having two types of the ions, Mg+2 and 2 Cl- ions. So let us take magnesium which is having the two positive charges. One positive charge attracts the one chloride ion, so that attraction will be developed between these two ions, and similarly another positive ion attracting the another negative charged chloride ion, so that MgCl2 is formed. This is an attraction force, not a complete bond. No overlapping of orbitals are there. So now we know that atomic mass of magnesium is 24 grams per mole. So in this 24 grams per mole, magnesium combined with the two sides, means two chloride ions. So out of 24 grams, 12 grams this magnesium is contributing towards one chloride ion. Remaining 12 grams it is contributing towards the another chloride ion. So chlorine atomic mass is, here it is 35.5 grams. Here also it is 35.5 grams. Means this is the mass of the magnesium that is able to combine with 35.5 grams of the chloride ion. Hence this is called the equivalent mass of the magnesium. So the mass of an element that is able to combine with 35.5 grams of chlorine is called as simply equivalent mass. So we need to develop a formula in order to calculate these equivalent masses, because we should not go for every time with the structure or chemical reactions. Now let us see equivalent mass, exact definition. Now exact internal meaning of this equivalent mass. So I have discussed these two now. So now let us see. Equi stands for equal. Valence. So this valency may be, it may be a bond or it may be charge. Mass is simply mass. So equivalent mass means these are the mass that is equally distributed between the bonds or charges. So it is a mass of an element that is equally distributed among the bonds or charges is called the equivalent mass. Now come to the water molecule again. Actually oxygen is having the atomic mass 16 grams per mole. It is having the two bonds. So this 16 grams has to be distributed among these two bonds. So that's why 8 grams towards one bond, 8 grams towards the another bond. But in this case, no such bonds are there. So that it has to be distributed, the mass has to be distributed among the charges. So here 12 out of 24 grams of the magnesium, 12 grams of magnesium towards one charge, remaining 12 grams is towards the another charge. Now how to calculate equivalent mass? So let us see the formula. Different formulas are available. First of all, calculation of equivalent mass of atom. How to calculate equivalent mass of an atom? Equivalent mass of an atom is equals to atomic mass by valency. So here I have taken the example already. H2O is there, for example. In this molecules we can calculate it. So in this H2O, you can apply here H2O. Atomic mass of oxygen is 16 and it is connected to the two bonds. Valency means it may be bond also, right? So two bonds. So that 16 by 2 equals to 8 grams. This is the equivalent mass of the oxygen. Similarly, magnesium. Magnesium is an ion, no? So when it comes to the ions, then the formula is a similar formula, but we follow the, since ions, it is called as the radicals. Equivalent mass of radicals. So in the case of the equivalent mass of the radicals, it will be calculated equivalent mass of ion. It may be any ion, that is equals to that radical ion, radical mass, or simply you can take the atomic mass here also. If it is the single atom, you take the atomic mass, or if it is the combination, then take the formula mass. Atomic mass divided by the charge present on the ion. Let us take some examples here. First example, equivalent weight of, if someone asks you what is the equivalent mass of Ca plus 2. So Ca plus 2 means it is a atomic mass is 40 and it is having two charges, so that it is 20. Means this 40 mass is distributed among the two charges as 20 grams. And next one is equivalent weight of Al plus 3, aluminum. Aluminum atomic mass is 27, divided by it is having how much charge? 3. So means this 27 grams of charge mass is distributed among 3 charges as 9 grams each. So this is the equivalent mass of the ions. Now let's try to calculate equivalent volume. Equivalent volume. So we know that at STP, 1 mole of any gas, occupies 22.4 liters of the volume, 4 liters of the space. So now let's come to the point of hydrogen. One by one let us solve here. Example I will take. We know the molecular formula of hydrogen. H2 is a molecule whose mass is 2 grams. This is a 1 mole of the hydrogen. So 1 mole of the hydrogen with a 2 grams mass is able to occupy 22.4 liters. Then equivalent volume means it is the volume occupied by the equivalent mass. Here what is the equivalent mass of the hydrogen? Only 1 gram. So 1 gram of hydrogen occupies how much space? So equivalent volume of hydrogen is equals to 1 into 22.4 divided by 2. So we will get the 11.2 liters. So from this we can develop one formula to calculate the equivalent volume. So that formula is equivalent volume is equals to, what is this? This is the equivalent mass. So equivalent mass divided by, and what is this? This is the molecular mass. This is the molecule. So molecular weight into 22.4. This is the standard value. 22.4 liters. Now let's try to calculate the equivalent mass of the different gases. Say here, let us take the oxygen. So equivalent volume of the oxygen is equals to equivalent mass of the oxygen is 8 grams divided by its molecular mass is 32 grams into 22.4 liters. So it goes almost 4 times, it goes almost 5.6 times. So that equivalent volume is 5.6 liters. And so in this way, we can calculate the equivalent volume of the chlorine also. Its equivalent mass is 35.5 grams divided by molecular mass is 71 into 22.4 liters. So it goes almost 2 times, and here it cancels almost 11.2 times. So it comes 11.2 liters. So most of the diatomic gases, remember, most of the diatomic gases except for the oxygen, for most of the diatomic gases, the equivalent volume is 11.2 liters. Only for oxygen it is 5.6 liters. So this is the way to calculate the equivalent volume. So far we discussed the equivalent mass of the atoms and equivalent mass of the radicals and equivalent volume. Now let us try to calculate the equivalent mass of the molecules such as acid bases. So let us take the fourth one, equivalent mass of acid. Basically, let us see the definition of an acid. So here definition of the acid means only either Bronsted acid or Arrhenius acid definition we need to take. So acid is the substance that furnishes H plus ions. So acid basically releases H plus ions. There are different type of the acids. For example, if you take HCl, it releases one H plus ion, and if you take the H2SO4, it releases 2 H plus ions and SO4 minus 2. And if you take the H3PO4, it is able to release the 3 H plus ions and PO4 minus 3. The number of H plus ions released by an acid is called as its basicity. So basicity means it is the number of H plus ions released by a particular acid. So here HCl is releasing how many H plus ions? Only 1. So for HCl the basicity is 1. And H2SO4 is releasing the 2 H plus ions, so its basicity is 2. And H3PO4 is releasing the 3 H plus ions, hence its basicity is 3, and it continues so on. And if the basicity of an acid is only 1, that is called as monobasic acid. If the basicity of an acid is 2, it is called as dibasic acid. And if basicity is 3, it is called as tribasic acid, and so on. It will continue. Now let us try to calculate equivalent mass of the acid. What is the formula required here? So equivalent mass of an acid is equals to molecular mass of acid divided by basicity of the acid. Basicity of the acid. Now let's try to calculate the equivalent mass of these all acids. So first of all, let's calculate the equivalent mass of the HCl. Example 1. Equivalent mass of HCl is equals to molecular mass of HCl is 36.5 divided by basicity is 1. So its equivalent mass is equals to its molecular mass, that is 36.5 grams. Now let us see the equivalent mass of H2SO4. So take the molecular mass of H2SO4 98 divided by basicity. H2SO4 is able to give how many H plus ions? Here we have seen that 2 H plus ions. So its basicity is 2. So you take 2 down so that you will get the 49. And now let us take the H3PO4, equivalent mass of H3PO4. Its molecular mass is also 98, but here 3 are there. It is equals to 32.6 grams. So like this equivalent mass are there. So how to calculate these equivalent masses in a particular given chemical reaction? Let us see here. Let us take the chemical reaction. H2SO4 reacts with 2 moles of NaOH, gives Na2SO4 plus H2O to H2O. If they ask you what is the equivalent mass of H2SO4 here, so from H2SO4 how many H plus ions participate in the reaction? Both the H plus ions are participate in the reaction, because here SO4 minus is not having any hydrogens, all hydrogens are completely replaced. That's why now equivalent weight of H2SO4 is equals to molecular mass divided by number of H plus ions that participate in the reaction, 2, that equals to 49. Now similar reaction, let us take H2SO4, but only 1 mole of NaOH is participated in the reaction now. So now we get the NaHSO4 plus H2O. Now if they ask you what is the equivalent mass of H2SO4, then how to calculate? Equivalent mass of H2SO4 is equals to molecular mass by basicity. Basicity means number of H plus ions participated or released by the H2SO4. So in this reaction, out of 2 H plus ions, 1 H plus ion still with the SO4 minus SO4, and only 1 H plus participate in the reaction. So it released only 1 H plus ions, not 2 H plus ions. Even though it is having the 2 H plus ions, but it released only 1 H plus ion, so that 98 by 1 equals to 98. So in this particular reaction, H2SO4 equivalent mass is 98. In this reaction, H2SO4 equivalent mass is 49. Let us take the similar reactions with the H3PO4 also. Another example with the H3PO4. So H3PO4 reacted with the 2 moles. Let us take one by one. 1 mole of NaOH and giving NaH2PO4 plus H2O, means only one hydrogen is replaced by the OH minus. So equivalent mass of H3PO4 in this reaction 98 divided by, out of 3 hydrogens, 2 hydrogens still they are there, only 1 hydrogen left. So divided by 1 equals to 98. Now let us take H3PO4 plus 2 moles of NaOH gives Na2HPO4 plus 2H2O. So now equivalent mass of the H3PO4, equivalent weight of H3PO4 equals to 98 divided by, out of 3 hydrogens, 2 participated in reaction, only 1 is left behind, means it released the 2 H plus ions. So divided by 2 equals to 49. And third one is H3PO4 reacts with 3 moles of NaOH, gives Na3PO4 plus 3H2O. So equivalent weight of H3PO4 equals to 98 by 3, that equals to 32.65, because whatever the H3 hydrogens are there, H3PO4 being an acid released all these hydrogens when react with the 3 moles of NaOH, hence its basicity in this reaction is 3. So the basicity of the acid is nothing but the number of H plus ions released by the acid in that particular chemical reaction. It is not always a constant, it depends on the chemical reaction. So in this first reaction, H3PO4 equivalent mass is 98, in the second reaction 49, and third reaction 32.6, because in the first reaction it released only one H plus ion, in second reaction H3PO4 released the 2 H plus ions, in the third reaction H3PO4 released the 3 H plus ions. So in this way we have to calculate the equivalent mass of the acid, which is always molecular mass by basicity of the acid. Similarly, let us see the equivalent mass of the base. Equivalent mass of base. So, base is the compound that releases OH minus ions. Let us see here, there are a different type of the bases. If you take NaOH, NaOH is able to release only one OH minus ion. So that dissociates into Na plus and OH minus ion. And if you take the calcium hydroxide, it dissociates into Ca plus 2 plus 2 OH minus ions. And aluminum hydroxide, Al plus 3 plus 3 OH minus ions. In the earlier case, in the case of the acids, the number of H plus ions released by the acid was called as basicity, and here it will be called as acidity. So, acidity means number of OH minus ions furnished by a base in a chemical reaction. The number of OH minus ions given by a base is called as its acidity. So, NaOH is giving only one OH minus ion, so its acidity is 1. Calcium hydroxide is giving the 2 OH minus ions, hence its acidity is 2. And here aluminum hydroxide is giving the 3 OH minus ions, hence its acidity is 3. So, here it is 1 and it is called as monoacidic base. The bases which are having acidity 1 are called as monoacidic base. If its acidity is 2, it is called as diacidic base. And if it is 3, it is called as triacidic base, and so on. So, it will continue. If anything is there able to release the more than 3 OH minus ions. Then how to calculate the equivalent mass of a base? Let us see here. Equivalent weight of base can be calculated. Formula is similar to the equivalent mass of the acids. Initially, molecular weight of base divided by its acidity. Now, let us try to calculate equivalent mass of NaOH. So, its molecular mass of molecular weight of NaOH, it is 40 grams, divided by its acidity is how much? 1. And similarly, equivalent weight of calcium hydroxide. So, how to calculate means molecular weight of calcium hydroxide you have to take here, divide by it is able to release the 2 OH minus ions, so its acidity is 2. Next one, third one is equivalent weight of aluminum hydroxide. So, here it can be calculated as molecular mass of aluminum hydroxide divided by its acidity, that is 3. Now, let us take another chemical reaction as an example. See here in the first example, aluminum hydroxide, just imagine, reacted with the 1 mole of HCl, so that we got the AlOH taken twice, Cl plus H2O. If they ask you what is the equivalent mass of the aluminum hydroxide, then how to calculate equivalent weight of aluminum hydroxide is equals to molecular weight of the aluminum hydroxide divided by number of OH minus ions given by the aluminum hydroxide in this reaction. So out of 3 OH minus ions, 2 are with aluminum only 1 left. So it is 1 divided by 1. And similarly, if aluminum hydroxide reacts with the 2 moles of HCl, then the reaction is AlOH Cl2 to H2O. Then equivalent mass of the aluminum hydroxide becomes molecular weight of aluminum hydroxide divided by the out of 3, 2 left, only 1 is left behind. So 2 participate in the reaction, so it divided by the 2 value, as it is 2. Similarly, the last one, aluminum hydroxide now reacted with the 3 moles of HCl, so that AlCl3 plus 3H2O has been formed. So equivalent weight of aluminum hydroxide is equals to molecular weight of aluminum hydroxide divided by number of OH minus ions of aluminum hydroxide participate in the reaction. They are 3. So take the molecular mass here, divide by the 3. So from this it is very clear that equivalent mass of a molecule is not constant. It depends on the reaction. Now let us see how to calculate the equivalent mass of a salt. You know that salt is completely a neutral compound. So it cannot release either H plus ions or OH minus ions, nothing. Then how to calculate? It is easy. Salt contains only charge. Equivalent weight of a salt. Let us take salt here. Equivalent weight of a salt is equals to molecular weight of salt divided by the charge on either cation or anion. Any value you have to take. Let us take some examples. So here equivalent weight of NaCl. We know that NaCl dissociates into Na plus Cl minus ions. Then its equivalent mass of NaCl equals to molecular weight of NaCl divided by the charge on either cation or anion. Cation means positive ions. How much charge is there? Only 1. Anions means how much negative ions. How much charge is there? Only 1. So you have to take only 1 in the denominator. And similarly, let us take the equivalent mass of Na2SO4, sodium sulfate. Then here it is equals to molecular weight divided by the charge. Na2SO4 dissociates into 2 Na plus ion and SO4 minus 2 ion. So you have to take either positive charges or negative charges, total positive charges or total negative charge. Here what is the total positive charge? There are 2 Na plus ions. Each Na plus ion is having 1 positive charge, like there are 2 Na plus ions are there, so the total charge is 2. And similarly, if you want to take the negative ion, here minus 2 is there. Charge means sign you should not consider, only the value you have to consider, here also 2. Because in a neutral compound, the total positive charge equals to total negative charge. Hence, you can take either charge on the cation or charge on the anion. Here, charge in the cation or anion is equals to only 2. So, in this way, we can calculate the equivalent weight of the salt. Let us calculate the equivalent mass of oxidizing or reducing agent. So similarly, simple thing here, oxidizing and reducing agents do not generally they lose the electrons. So that in the case of the oxidizing and reducing agents, we have to consider the number of electrons lost or gained. So instead of knowing which is lost, which is gained, simply we have to see the number of electrons exchanged. Or else if you don't want to know the electrons exchanged, simply you can consider it as a difference in the charge. Difference in the charge. Let us see some example, then you will understand. But let us see the first initially the definition. Equivalent weight of oxidizing or reducing agent is equals to, numerator value is always same, molecular weight of oxidizing or reducing agent divided by the difference in the charge. So you'll understand what is the difference in the charge or electrons gained or not by taking some examples. Let us see example here. So in first example, imagine there is a KMnO4 which participate in the reaction in basic medium. In basic medium. So in basic medium, KMnO4 usually converts to the K2MnO4. So here manganese oxidation state is +7. Here manganese oxidation state is +6. So difference in charge is from here to here only 1 is the difference. So now equivalent weight of KMnO4 here is equivalent weight of KMnO4 in basic medium is equals to its molecular mass, that is 158 divided by 1, because difference in the charge is only 1, so that I have taken in the denominator. So 158 by 1 equals to 158. Similarly, let us see the KMnO4 if participate in the redox reaction in acidic medium. Acidic medium. So in acidic medium, KMnO4 converts to the manganese sulfate. So here manganese oxidation state is +7. Here manganese oxidation state is +2. So manganese oxidation state differ by how many units? 5 units. Then equivalent mass of the KMnO4 here becomes equivalent weight of KMnO4 is equals to molecular mass 158 divided by the difference in the charge is 5. So we'll get the 31.60. Now let us take the another one, KMnO4 participating in the reaction in neutral medium. In neutral medium. So in neutral medium, KMnO4 molecule changes from KMnO4 to MnO2. Here manganese oxidation state is +7, here manganese oxidation state is +4, and difference is 3 units. So that now equivalent weight of the KMnO4 is equals to molecular mass 158 divided by the difference in the charge is 3. So we get the 52.67. So in this way we can calculate the equivalent masses of the different oxidizing and reducing agents. Now let us discuss the methods that are helpful in determining the equivalent mass. And before that we need to discuss one important thing, because most of these methods depends on the only single concept, that generalization is there, that one equivalent mass of one element is equals to the one equivalent mass of other element. So one equivalent mass of the equivalent mass of the one element is equals to one equivalent mass of the other element. This is the one of the important generalization in equivalent mass concept. Let us see what does it mean by and how to understand this particular concept. And we have already taken that H2O molecule in the earlier example, where 1 gram of hydrogen combines with the 8 grams of oxygen. So here 1 gram is the equivalent mass of the hydrogen and 8 grams is the equivalent mass of the oxygen. So 1 part mass of hydrogen is 1 gram and 1 part mass of oxygen is 8 grams. The masses are different, but these masses are their respective parts mass. Means here 1 part mass of one atom always combines with the 1 part mass of the another atom. That is the meaning of this one. That is the one equivalent mass of one element is equals to the one equivalent mass of the other element. So here 1 gram of hydrogen is equals to 8 grams of oxygen. Similarly, if you take the aluminum chloride AlCl3, where 3 chlorines are there, and so that 3 chlorines are to be connected to the aluminum, and aluminum atomic mass we know that 27 divided by 3 bonds are there, so valence is 3, so 9 grams. So aluminum here, it is out of 27 grams, 9 grams it is contributing towards each of its bond, and here chlorine is contributing 35.5 grams from their side. Means 9 grams of chlorine, aluminum is combining with how much mass of the chlorine, that is 35.5 grams. So why? Because here one equal part of the aluminum mass is 9 grams and here one equal part of the chlorine is 35.5 grams. So here we can write that 9 grams of aluminum always combines with the 35.5 grams of chlorine. So this is the one equal part of the aluminum mass and this is the mass of the one equal part of the chlorine. So basically here, so the entire meaning is one equivalent mass of the one element is equals to one equivalent mass of the another element. Means one equal part of one element combines with only one equal part of the other element. If you take the two equal parts here, then automatically here also you will get the two equal parts. For example, if you take the 2 grams of hydrogen, then here you need to take this 16 grams of oxygen. So like that. So this is the basic generalization for the equivalent mass. Now let's try to see the methods that are helpful in determining the equivalent mass. Let's see here now. First of all, the method is hydrogen displacement method. Hydrogen displacement method. So most of these methods are helpful in determining the equivalent mass of the metal. So here, when hydrogen displacement method is there, equivalent mass of the metal, any metal, is equals to mass of the metal divided by mass of the hydrogen displaced into 1.008 grams. So generally this method is helpful in the reactions in which metal usually replaces the hydrogen from the acids. For example, if you take the zinc when subjected with the HCl, it reacts with the HCl and forms ZnCl2, and so zinc is taking both of these chlorines and replacing this hydrogen. So hydrogen has been replaced. So in such reactions from where a metal is replacing the hydrogen from the acid, so for those reactions this method is helpful. Let's take an example of this one. So in a reaction, 63.5 grams of metal X replaces 2.016 grams of hydrogen from its acid. Then calculate the equivalent mass of metal X. So this is the question. Now, according to the given formula, so what is to be used here? Simply equivalent mass of metal is equals to, what is the mass of the metal? They have taken 63.5 grams of the metal has been taken, and how much mass of the hydrogen has been replaced in this reaction? That is 2.016 grams multiplied with 1.008. So it is almost 2 times here, and it goes almost 31.75. So answer is equivalent mass of that metal is 31.75 grams. So this is the equivalent mass calculation using the hydrogen displacement method. And similarly, chloride method and the oxide method also there. Let us see them also here. So here I will take the chloride formation method. So in this chloride formation method, equivalent mass of the metal can be calculated using the formula mass of the metal divided by mass of chlorine combined. Mass of chlorine combined into 35.5. So here initially they will take some x grams of the metal that combines with the total mass of the metal becomes some y grams. See here, there is a metal M which reacts with the chlorine. We don't know here, this is, let us take it as a, okay, ExCl2. So here we'll get the M So let us take an example here. Metal M reacts with the chlorine and forms MCl2. The mass of the metal we don't know. That is, mass of the metal is x grams and it combines with certain amount of the chlorine. This is unknown. And later final metal chloride mass is y grams. And they ask you to calculate what is the equivalent mass of the metal. Then here we got the one information that mass of the metal is there, that is x grams. Mass of the chlorine, metal chloride, it is y grams, but we want the mass of only chlorine. So mass of chlorine is equals to, so this metal chloride contains both metal and chlorine. So mass of metal chloride minus mass of the metal. Mass of the metal chloride is y grams and mass of the metal is x grams. This is the mass of the chlorine. So here x grams of the metal divided by mass of the chlorine into 35.5. That gives the equivalent mass of the metal. Similarly, let us take oxide formation method. So in this oxide formation method also formulas are similar. Equivalent mass of the metal is equals to mass of the metal divided by mass of oxygen combined into 8. 8 is the equivalent mass of the oxygen. And there is one popular method, that is conversion method. So this conversion method generally helpful when one compound of a metal is converted to another compound of the same metal. So here we will take the metal remains same, but metal is present in one compound earlier, and after the reaction with another compound, it has been converted to the next compound. So metal is the same in both the compounds. Then how to calculate the equivalent mass? With simple formula, mass of the metal in compound 1, mass of the metal in compound 1, let us take it as a W1, weight of the first metal compound, divided by mass of the metal in compound 2, that is W2 is equals to equivalent mass of the compound 1, that is E1, divided by equivalent mass of the compound 2. This is E2. So basically here how to understand this one is W1 first compound mass divided by W2 second compound mass, that equals to equivalent mass of the compound 1. So compound means there is a metal as well as another element also. So here equivalent mass of the metal, this can be written as equivalent mass of the metal plus equivalent mass of the other ion, radical 1, divided by second compound also same metal is there, but ion may be different. So then equivalent mass of the metal plus equivalent mass of the radical 2. So let us take an example which makes you more understandable about this concept. So example is, suppose some metal oxide is converted to metal chloride. Then how to write down the formula? It is very simple. This formula will write. Initially we have taken some metal oxide, so MOX will take, and reacts with the some chlorine, and it has been converted to the metal chloride some Y, MClY, plus O2 or something, whatever it may be, OX actually, X number of oxygens are released, or else you take the X by 2 O2, X by 2 O2, this is O2. So 2 cancel, X number of oxygens are there. I will write it properly. So here it is X by 2 O2, 2 cancel and X number of oxygens. Here Y number of chlorines we have taken. So here also we will take the Y by 2, 2 cancel, Y number of chlorines are there. So basically in this particular reaction, metal is the fixed one. Metal oxide reacts with chlorine, and this oxygen is replaced by the chlorine, and metal is same, metal chloride is formed. Then how to calculate the equivalent mass of the metal? not chlorine, not oxygen here. So let us try to do that. Here, mass of the metal oxide initially, mass of MOX divided by mass of metal chloride. Mass of metal chloride is equals to, so in this equivalent mass of the compound 1, here equivalent mass of the compound 1. So equivalent mass of the metal oxide we have to take here, that I'll write here. Equivalent mass of metal oxide divided by equivalent mass of metal chloride. Now let's try to elaborate this. Similarly, this is the same one, mass of the metal oxide, mass of the, I'll take MOX divided by mass of the metal chloride is equals to, so in this metal oxide, both metal and oxygen is there, so that we can write it as a, we can separately write it as a equivalent mass of the metal plus equivalent mass of the oxygen divided by, here metal and chlorine are there, so equivalent mass of the metal plus equivalent mass of the chlorine are there. And we know that mass of the metal oxide, mass of the metal chloride, any of this information they will provide it. So mass of metal oxide divided mass of the metal chloride is equals to equivalent mass of the metal, this is equal, plus equivalent mass of the oxygen is 8 divided by again equivalent mass of the metal plus equivalent mass of the chlorine is 35.5. So if these values are known, we can easily calculate the equivalent mass of the metal. Let's take another example of this category only. Say AB reacts with the CD and formed AD plus BC. Then when you want to know the only equivalent mass of the A, then you have to relate these two compounds. Remember that. If you want to know the equivalent mass of the B, then you need to relate these two compounds where B is present. If you want to relate the equivalent mass of the D, then you need to relate these two compounds where D is present. Or else if you want to know the equivalent mass of the C, then you need to relate these two compounds. So we shall write about each and every of these, which may give you a proper idea. So let us know about the equivalent mass of the A first. How to calculate equivalent mass of the A from this equation. So here mass of AB, wherever A is there, divided by mass of AD is equals to equivalent mass, here 2 are there, no, so that equivalent mass of A plus equivalent mass of the B divided by here equivalent mass of the A plus equivalent mass of the B. And if you want to know the B, equivalent mass of the B only for B, then you need to relate both of these compounds. So mass of the AB divided by mass of the BC, that equals to equivalent mass of the A plus equivalent mass of the B here divided by equivalent mass of the C plus equivalent mass of the B. And if you want to know the equivalent mass of the C from this equation, then you need to relate the compounds where C is present in these two compounds. So then the formula becomes mass of CD compound divided by mass of BC compound is equals to equivalent mass of the C plus equivalent mass of the D divided by equivalent mass of the C plus equivalent mass of the B. Similarly, let us try to calculate the equivalent mass of the D. So D is present in these two compounds. Then we have to write down the mass here we have to write down. So here mass of CD divided by mass of AD is equals to equivalent mass of the C plus equivalent mass of the D divided by equivalent mass of the A plus equivalent mass of the B. So in the reactions, whenever you want to know the particular element equivalent mass, then you have to relate the two compounds. So other element in those compounds equivalent mass you must know, then only it is possible to solve the questions. So this is the one of the better example in understanding the how to calculate the equivalent masses and their respective different methods. Here only imagine if anyone in any particular question, if they ask you, if they give salt and precipitate, then you take the mass of salt divided by mass of precipitate is equals to, here equivalent mass of the salt. So salt means here it will have its own equivalent mass. Equivalent mass of the salt divided by equivalent mass of the precipitate. So like this we have to solve the questions. Next one is neutralization method. So in this neutralization method basically depends on our general form, that is number of gram equivalents of one compound always equals to the number of gram equivalents of other compound. Like I said, no, 1 gram equivalent is equals to another element gram equivalent. So if you take the one equivalent of one compound, here also one equivalent of the other compound we have taken. Here if you take the 2 gram equivalents of the one compound, here also you have to take the 2 gram equivalents of the other compound. So this reaction is basically, this method is basically helpful in solving the problems where both acid and base are reacting with each other to form the neutral compounds. So we know that normality is equals to a number of gram equivalents by volume. So number of gram equivalents equals to then number of gram equivalents equals to gram equivalents equals to normality into volume in liter. So here we said number of gram equivalents of one compound, if you mention it as N1 V1, number of gram equivalents of the other compound obviously becomes N2 V2. Then N1 V1 equals to N2 V2. So this formula is helpful in solving the problems where the compound is neutralizing, acid or base are neutralizing. And there is one more thing, we can calculate the equivalent mass. In the normality method we can use strength divided by normality. This is another formula which helps in solving the problem. Strength means it is gram per liter always. Next, metal displacement method. So in this metal displacement method, see, one metal replaces the another metal. See, if zinc reacts with the copper sulfate, it gives copper plus zinc sulfate. So here copper is replaced by the zinc. So copper gets deposited and zinc gets dissolved. In such compounds, how to calculate the equivalent mass? Similarly, just like a conversion method, here also it is easy to solve. That is mass of metal displaced or added. This metal we are adding. Zinc is adding to the copper sulfate. So mass of the metal added divided by mass of metal displaced. is equals to equivalent mass of the metal added divided by the equivalent mass of the metal displaced. So mass of the metal added means, let us take it as a first component W1, second one is W2. This is equals to E1 by E2. So these formulas are almost similar. Let us try to see which other formulas are helpful in calculating the other formulae. One more method is the last one, silver salt method. So this silver salt method is basically useful where there is an acid like organic acid reacts with the silver Ag plus and giving the silver salt Aga, and H acid H plus N will be replaced. So silver salt is formed. This is silver salt. So their equivalent mass of the acid can be calculated. Equivalent mass of acid is equals to 108 into mass of silver salt divided by mass of silver metal minus 107. So this formula is helpful in solving the where silver and acids are getting reacted. Formulas are to be remembered in order to solve the problems. So let us see other formula. What other formulas are there from electrochemistry which are helpful in solving the problem? We know that from the Faraday's first law, we know that mass of the metal deposited can be calculated by E into I into T by 96,500, where E is the equivalent mass. So it can be written as equivalent mass of the metal is equals to mass of the metal into 96,500 divided by I into T. Here I means current in amperes. I equals to current in amperes, and where T equals to time in seconds. Okay, 96,500 is 1 farad, which is the constant value. M is the mass of the metal. M equals to mass of the metal. Similarly, from the Faraday's second law, we can solve the problem. Weight of first metal by weight of second metal equals to equivalent mass of the first metal by equivalent mass of the second metal, just like a conversion method. So these are the other formulas that are helpful in solving the problems. Let us solve some questions here. So 8.34 grams of divalent metal is oxidized by 0.680 liters of oxygen at STP. Calculate the equivalent mass of the metal. So here we know that mass of the metal, how much is going, only 8.34, but we know that 22.4 liters of oxygen at STP, its mass is 32 grams. So 22.4 liters oxygen mass is 32 grams, means then 0.680 liters of oxygen mass may be how much? Because this is 1 mole mass is 32. So mass of oxygen is equals to, means initial mass of the oxygen we are finding 0. Cross multiplication 0.680 into 32 by 22.4. We got the 0.97 grams. So then equivalent mass of the metal equals to mass of the metal by mass of the oxygen into 8 according to the formula. So we got the 68.7. Let's see the another question. That is, an oxide of arsenic contains 65.2% of the element. Calculate the equivalent weight of the oxygen. So 65.2% of the arsenic means remaining is oxygen. So if you consider the 100 grams of the metal oxide, then 65.2 grams of arsenic, and mass of the oxygen is 100 minus 65.2 equals to 34.8 grams. Then formula is equivalent mass of the metal equals to mass of the metal by mass of the oxygen into 8. So equivalent mass of the metal equals to 15. Similarly, the last question is 28 grams of metal requires 24.5 grams of sulfuric acid to get dissolved. Calculate the equivalent weight of metal and the volume of hydrogen liberated at STP. So here 28 grams of metal needs how much mass of the sulfuric acid? 24.5 grams of sulfuric acid. So initially let us calculate the equivalent mass of the metal. So this is just a conversion method. Weight of the metal by weight of the sulfuric acid equals to equivalent mass of the metal by equivalent mass of the sulfuric acid. So here mass of the metal is 28 grams and mass of the sulfuric acid is 24.5 grams. Equivalent mass of the metal need to be calculated and the equivalent mass of the sulfuric acid is 49. So from this we can calculate the equivalent mass of the metal as 56. Then we know that one equal part is equals to one equal part of the other compound. Similarly here equivalent mass of the metal is 56 grams. So 56 grams of metal can liberate one equal volume of hydrogen. What is the equivalent volume of the hydrogen? We have calculated at the starting of this video, 11.2 liters. So one equivalent mass can release the one equal volume of the gas. 56 grams is the equivalent mass of the metal that can release 11.2 liters of hydrogen. Then actual mass of the metal given is 28 grams. So then 28 grams can release how much volume of the hydrogen? Do the cross multiplication and finally we get the 5.6 liters. Dear students, hope you understand the video. If any confusion is there, please revise the video once again and note down all these questions and formula also. Thank you.